Hi there, Abhik here. So today we will be integrating this editor.js with Django, where we can add headers with h1, h2, h3, h4, h5, h6, any of that. Let me show you how to add this, and you can add any of that. So let's get back to h2, and also we can add images. Let me show you how to add images as well. So you can also copy paste it right from your clipboard. Also you can post it by URL, but I am posting it by files. Also you can add any lists, let me add a, b, c. Also you can make this ordered as well as unordered by just pressing tab or just hovering over there, and you can make it unordered as well. So let me make it unordered only. Also you can attach files. Let me attach some files as well. Also you can also attach some you can also make some codes as well. So let me upload this file as well. So you can also make normal text like this. Please like, share and subscribe. So guys, do like, share and subscribe, and you can make this italics bold and subscribe to bold as well. So also you can make this marker, and or you can make this text as a heading, list or quote right there. Let me make that text again, and let me make this bold, and this one bold as well, but this one let me make it italics, and you can make this marker as well. So what that does is this orange background. So you want these features in your editor, then do follow this tutorial. So we are installing this Django editor.js, and also in settings.py we will add this media root and media URL. Basically we are trying to serve the media files through our Django system. Like this is already present in the Django documentation, you can see there, and in this urls.py, that is in the main projects urls.py. So I am in the model.py, and here I have already created a model post where I already have a title field, that is a care field, and now I am importing the editor.js field from Django editor.js, and I will assign that editor.js field to the body. So let's do that. The body editor.js field has editor.js config as well as a tools object inside that, and inside this tools object we will configure the images and attaches, that is the files. Okay, so let's do that. Now for images we need to configure our own file uploading endpoints as well as request header, so that it can upload the images. So inside images we will have another config object, and inside this config object we will have endpoints object and additional request headers. So for endpoints object we will have by file and by URL, but the URLs will be the same. So we will create these endpoints later in this video. Additional request headers, we will add object that is content type will be multipart form data, which is essential for image uploading, otherwise it will have text/html by default. So let's configure attaches. Now for attaches we will have a config. Inside that config we will have endpoint, not endpoints, it will be endpoint, and the endpoint will be file upload and nothing else, and we will have no additional request headers for this as well. So inside the views.py, I will import this for ensuring some security, file uploading and returning JSON response to editor.js. So here you can see I have already written a function def upload image view, which takes a request and has a at the rate requires CSRF token, and inside that I will write some lines of code which I will explain it shortly. Now let me explain these lines real quick. So in the first line we get the image file from the request editor.js sends, where the image is the name of the file request that is sent by the editor.js. Now in the second line, fs is the file system storage object we create. In the third line we convert f to string, then split it in two. The first part is the name, and we need that name only of the file. In the fourth line we save the file by passing it to the file system storage object and along with the file name. And in the last line we use the we create a file URL from the file object we have already created. Now we return the JSON response, and this is the format for returning JSON response to editor.js. Now note that we are passing the file URL as well as in the file object, and we are also passing success1, that is the format for returning editor.js to editor.js. So now I will write the upload file view function here, and it also requires csrf token, and instead of images we will pass f equal to request.files file inside the request.files instead of images, and the rest lines will be same. We will copy it. I have some manual adjustment here. In the file name line we will have file name as well as ext, and inside the json response I will have inside the file object I will have url, size and name as well as extension. Now those lines are pretty self-explanatory. You can understand them by just looking at them. So in the urls.py we are importing the upload view file, upload image view, and also the decorators. Since we are not using any form to upload those images, so we cannot set any csrf token, so we are using this csrf exempt to wrapping them in csrf exempt. Now don't use this for production if you don't know what this is doing, or else you can omit the images and attaches, then you can use them fine. Now you can make migrations and migrate this model, and here I am registering the post model to the admin section, and this is a very basic model form, as you can see in forms.py I have made. So now in the home function I am actually getting the form so that we can get data from the form request.post, and if the form is valid then we will save the data and render a blank form. Otherwise we will also render a blank form if the post method is get or any other method. And in the post detail function we get the object from the id that we receive as a parameter from url, and then we get the object and we return display that object. So this is the basic urls.py after adding those views, and this is the index.html where I am rendering a form with a button submit. So I am in the post details.html where I am writing a post title, post snippet and post body, and I will later modify this post body. So here I am demonstrating the how to input in the form. So in the title case I am writing first post, and let me in the editor.js body field let me give a heading h1, let me give this h head1, and for the let me give a list, ordered list, this one will be, and we will remove this later, the below blocks later on. So you can give a ordered list or an unordered list, that is up to you. Both can be possible there. Also let me add an image now. So I will add the latest thumbnail that of my latest video that I have added lately, and I can also add a caption there. We can modify this later on. Also let me add some codes now. Now you can add any code now, but there is no code syntax highlighting, but you can add your own solution for that as well. So for the attaches you can add any file. I am adding one of my files. So let me add some normal text here. So you can also add normal text here, that is pretty obvious, right? Also let me show you how we can edit those texts as well. So I can make this how bold. There are shortcuts for that as well. Control K, Control B, Control K for links, Control I for italics, Control B for bold, and as well. So here I am writing I am doing fine. Now inside this doing we can add the link for that, what we say hyperlinks. You can add any link here. Also you can make this a marker. Let me show you real quick how we can add this a marker. So what this marker does is, if you can see, it has make a background of a slightly orange color. So that's something that also you can make this block go above or go below some other blocks. That can also be done. Also notice that there is a JSON format of this editor.js output here, which we can remove later on. And let me save this. Now let's first see in admin first. So if I refresh it, you can see the first post here, and if I open it in the admin section, you can see that the way we wrote it, it is appearing exactly the same way. But if I go to the post detail, here you can see that the first post is title is visible, but the body is in JSON format. So let me modify it now. So modifying it, I will add a p tag with id of post body here. Then I will add a script tag. So inside the script tags, I will add window add event listener DOM content loaded. That is, if the window is loaded, the page is loaded. After that, we will get the post body, that is the p tag, and then I will get let body equal to json.parse post body pipe escape.js. Now this pipe escape.js is absolutely necessary, and you can see that in action. Now this is the format. That's how you get the body content from Django to JavaScript. Okay, if you don't do this inside this window.add event listener, then it will not work. Also, let blocks equal to body.blocks. That is, if you see the JSON data, you will see that there is a blocks, and that blocks is an array which has the different blocks. So we will run a for loop till the blocks length, that is the length of the blocks and array, and then we will run a switch case for the blocks index type. That is, if for every block there is a type associated with that. So for each type, if it is header, then we will return something. For image, for list, for raw, for attaches, we will return something else. Okay, so for each thing we will return something for that as well. So we can make it visually appealing as well. So here for the header, I am creating a head h tag which will have blocks.data.level. This level is nothing but 1 2 3 4 5 6. So for h1 h2 h3 h4 h5 h6, it will create any of these element whatever the level is, and then we will set the text content to data.text. That is the text value of that header tag, and then we will append this child to the post body p tag. Okay, now for the image, I will create a div, and inside the div I will have an image, so a tag, and then and a caption. Now there is a image source. You can see that use the domain name, IP, localhost, wherever your server is running. In the description I will show you a very easy method as well, and so it will require nothing like HTTP and links like that. Okay, so in the list, for the list, I will check whether the list dot style is unordered or not. If it is unordered, then it will have a UL tags, and for ordered list it will have a OL. And for every list element, data dot items, for every item in the data dot items, we will create a list tag, li tag, and for li tag we will return the data items item value. Okay, those are pretty JSON basic stuff in JavaScript. If you see those JSON data, you can also do that, but I'm just guiding you. So in the raw, for the raw, I will create a pre tag and a code tag. Inside the code tag, I will give some color for this pre tag as well, and this data.html, that is we will be receiving the data.html here, and we will be rendering that. And I am showing it some way. You can do it in different way. And for attaches, I will also create a div tag just like the image one, and here I will render the text content, the URL, and on pressing on the URL, you will download the file directly. Okay, so I will set the text content to download. And I can also if you are running a local development server, then you can also give 127.0.0.0.1, that is the localhost address. And for let me give that for image as well, because I am also running it currently on local server. So if I refresh this page now, so now you can see that it is rendering exactly like the way we want it, and you can see that the code snippet is also rendering completely. There is no scroll bars there, so there is something you might want it. So, and you can see that if you press download, then it will start downloading, but I am not downloading it anyway. So this is something that we are trying to build, and we have built it successfully. Let's vanish this JSON data here, this text area here. So let me show you something before that. So if I inspect it, and inside this form, there is this form method post, you can see here. So if I open it up, and you can see this input script, and there you can see that div editor JS wrapper. Now inside this div editor.js wrapper, you can find this text area, and it has a class name of hidden. Now we need to make something for this hidden class, that is, it is meant to be hidden. So here inside this index.html, what I will do is I will write some style tags, and inside this style tags I will give this hidden class a display of none. Now let me save these changes and refresh this, and you can see that it is gone now. Now let me write you something so that you can understand it. See here, see. So thank you guys for watching this video, and those who have already subscribed to my channel, thank you for supporting me. Thank you very much.